So we're going to continue looking at geometry, and we're going to look at angle relationships today. The first two that we're going to look at are supplementary and complementary angles. And let's go ahead and start with supplementary. Supplementary angles are two angles that have a sum of 180. Remember, sum means to add. So it's when you add two angles and they equal 180. And here's some examples. First one is right here. We have two angles, angle 1 and angle 2, and if you notice that when they are put together they make a straight line. A straight line is 180 degrees. Here on the second example, it's the same type, except this time there are two separate angles, but if you were to put them together, they would still form that straight line equaling 180 degrees. The second kind is complementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles that have a sum of 90 degrees. So here in this first picture, remember 90 degrees is a right angle. So where I have one big right angle, but two angles form it, angle 1 and angle 2. Same thing in the second picture here, even though they're separate, they would still add up to 90 degrees. What we're going to be asked to do is to be finding a missing angle. So if you take a look at this example at the bottom here, it says to find the value of x in each figure. We're going to start with just this first one. So we have an angle that measures 120 degrees, and we have another measure angle that we're not sure about, but what we do know is that they add up to a straight line. So these would be considered supplementary angles because they should add up to 180. So if we take a look here, 120 plus x should equal 180. Well, what number plus 120 would equal 180? We can use subtraction here and learn that 60 would be that missing number. So 60 is. There's two other kinds of angles I want us to look at. The first one is a vertical angle. When two lines intersect, they form two pairs of opposite angles called vertical angles. So I'm going to stop right there. Take a look down at the picture. Down here we have two lines, and if you see, when they intersect, they form four angles, angle 1, 2, 3, and 4. Angle 1 and angle 4 are considered vertical angles, and angle 2 and angle 3 are considered vertical angles. Now, when they are vertical angles, they have the exact same measure. That means that the angle 1 and angle 4 are the same, and angle 2 and angle 3 are the same. They are congruent angles. So if you take a look here on this example, it says to find the missing value of x. These are vertical angles. That means angle x would equal the same as angle 140. So angle x equals 140 degrees. So on these two down at the bottom, angle A, example A, that would be the exact same. That would be 17 degrees. Angle B, those are vertical angles. They're right across from each other. Those would be the same. So that would be 95 degrees. So let's try some examples here. It says to classify each as complementary, supplementary, or neither. So on this first one, 105 and 75. So if I add those two things together, I end up with 180. That makes those supplementary. Here I've got 20 plus 60. That would equal 80. That would be neither. Those are going to be nothing there. And here I've got 55 and 35. That would equal 90. Those would be complementary. So even though they might look to be something that they're not, make sure you actually do them to find out for sure. All right, find the missing value of each. All right, so number 4. This is going to be an example of a vertical angle. Remember, those are the exact same. So angle x would equal 100 degrees. All right, number 5. This is an example of supplementary. That means these two angles must add up to 180. So I can do 180 minus 30 and learn that my missing angle should be 150 degrees. And number 6, these add up to a right angle. Those are complementary. They add up to 90. So here I can subtract from 90 and learn that my missing angle is degrees. And our last one, it's a little word problem here, to find the value of x in the maple leaf to the right. So taking a look at that, do y'all see how it makes that straight line right there? That makes these supplementary angles, which mean they add up to 180. We know that one of them is 110, so I can subtract. So my missing angle is 70. I hope this was a good review on supplementary, complementary, and vertical angles. Good luck.